Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. This is CheckPoint. Welcome to CheckPoint. By now, you should have somehow realized what we're gonna do.
Hey, are you alright?
I don't believe anybody feels the way we do
About the news?
about the news. We're coming down from Mario's big 35th anniversary into Sonic the Hedgehog's 30th, and you're gonna love what Sega has planned. Unless you're lactose intolerant. It's brand synergy o'clock over here as Sega is adding a new character to Sonic Dash. Yes, you've begged for it. It's Bongo the Danimal's yogurt monkey. This uncanny primate boy, who would look just like a normal kid with an unsettlingly large mouth were it not for his tail, is the mascot of Danone's kid-focused Danimals brand of yogurt and yogurt-based foodstuffs, and purchasing those foodstuffs will allow you to unlock Bongo as a playable character in Sonic Dash. Epic must be real distracted with the Apple trial to let this brand synergy slip through their cross-promotional fingers. The best part of crossovers like this is hearing the executives try to sound genuinely excited about things like Sonic's new dairy friend. Sega of America's vice president had this to say, quote, "Danimals is a household name in the food and beverage industry and a favorite among kids everywhere, so we're thrilled to partner up with them as part of Sonic's 30th anniversary celebration. By integrating the packaging with Sonic Dash, we're able to offer Sonic fans an exciting new way to collect new characters in the game and experience Danimals unlike they ever have before, in the Sonic universe." This is a stark reminder that while Sonic is routinely presented in the same breath as Mario, the two 1990s kings of consoles, Mario gets a theme park and Sonic gets Bongo the Danimal's yogurt monkey.
Everyone loves Blaseball, the fantasy sports league about a sport that's pure fantasy. And in fact, Blaseball is beloved to the point of attracting big bucks to fund its continued development. Blaseball developers The Game Band have just received $3 million eller 25 miljoner norske kroner, as seed funding to pay the existing dev team, facilitate new hires, and aid future development plans. The Game Band maintains that Blaseball will continue to be free to play, which is good news to current players and completely fucking baffling to me because this is still just an elaborate fantasy sports league, right? I'm not missing something involving an actual controller or actual shit to look at? Did a dev team just get $3 million to fund a Markov chain generator that spits out prompts for fan art? I mean, good job!
One of my favorite things when a game is remade for a new system or console generation is the addition of modern quality of life improvements like autosaves or fast travel. The upcoming Skyward Sword HD remake for Switch has at least one such improvement. In the original, a player could only move Link between the surface world and the world of Skyloft at specific points, the bird statue save points. In the remake, you can move him from any point on the surface, even inside a dungeon, up to Skyloft and then back down again to the point you left. Nintendo themselves suggest that it will be handy if you run out of supplies, you can zip up to Skyloft, do some shopping, and then zap back down. If you buy a $25 amiibo of Zelda and Loftwing. That's the only way that you get to do the stuff that I said. Do you need this feature to beat or even enjoy the game? No, of course not. Folks did just fine without it in 2011, but it would be nice. This sounds like a great way for people to experience this decade-old game without slogging through a bunch of backtracking. But this remake is being sold at full price. And not only is this amiibo unusually expensive at $25 US, it will almost assuredly be impossible to find because of its collectability and the way that amiibo are. Is this a cunning ploy to satiate the hardcore Zelda gamers by making it really hard to unlock easy mode?
Rocket League is giving players a fresh new way to pay to be advertised at by signing a multi-year deal with the fastest sport on Earth. Not horse racing, not hockey, and definitely not horse hockey, it's Formula One racing. Seeing a lack of NASCAR-level carnage in the real world, Formula One has opted to boost interest in the sport by allowing people to purchase the Formula One car model, livery for all 10 teams participating this year, and some bright red letters to go on the tires. If Rocket League was indeed a real sport, the ultralight, fragile, ramp-like nature of Formula One cars would be the worst cars to use. Traveling in excess of 300 kilometers per hour, they just slip under the ball and obliterate each other on impact. Maybe that'll attract the youth? What do I know? I'm just waiting for the inevitable complaints from all the players infuriated that they paid 2,000 credits for this completely optional bit of cosmetic, digital-only DLC, and it doesn't even enable fast travel between goalposts. Any second now? Hey, what's the new hotness on the Epic v Apple trial?
I dug through all the new public evidence, but nothing really wild like last week.
Oh.
Hardly worth cutting to wide for.
We're here now. You got anything?
Yeah, for sure. Roblox isn't a game, nor do you use it to make games. At least not anymore, and maybe even then not for a while. Much has been made of how this trial has dealt with the definition of what a game is, because Apple's App Store treats games differently from apps. And one of the many side arguments that keeps popping up is that Apple considers Fortnite a game, while Epic considers Fortnite a metaverse, which is a little philosophical, but nevertheless, through these discussions, Roblox popped up, because it's very, very popular, and people use it to make games. Well, not according to Apple marketing head Tristan Kozminka, who defended the existence of Roblox on the App Store and its categorization as an app by saying, quote, "If you think of a game or an app, games are incredibly dynamic. Games have a beginning, an end. There's challenges in place. I look at the experiences that are in Roblox similar to the experiences that are in Minecraft. These are maps, these are worlds, and they have boundaries in terms of what they're capable of." A reminder that those are the words of Apple's head of marketing, not CheckPoint. You do not need to argue with us in the comments. And whatever you may think of that loose definition of what makes a game, Roblox clearly took that on board and does not want to raise the ire of Apple, so almost overnight changed a lot of in-game wording to fall in line with Kozminka's definition. The button for Join Game is now Join. Friends playing is now friends visiting. A user is not playing, they are active. And games are now experiences. A statement from Roblox to The Verge says, "The term experiences is consistent with how we've evolved our terminology to reflect our realization of the metaverse." And their CEO did use the phrase metaverse to describe Roblox last year, but the timing on this change is clearly a mad scramble to not draw the eye of Sauron, or whatever Apple calls their internal review process. All the collateral damage is definitely the funniest part of this trial. Did you know Microsoft and Nintendo were talking about bringing Xbox Game Pass to the Switch? Well, now you do, and they sure didn't want you to.
Hey, sorry about not keeping up during the intro. It kind of caught me by surprise.
It's okay. Can I count on you to at least back me up the next time I try to jump into something?
Maybe.
No, you missed your chance.
Coming up, the schedule for Summer Games Done Quick has been announced and includes a 25-minute speedrun of Nintendogs. Can a dog even survive that many pets in such a short time? Or is this one of those runs where they clip a Labradoodle through a Schnauzer and override the Bork buffer until all puppers do the happy taps? I think I need to lie down.
So, because you had requested... in the notes. This was in our writing notes.
I can't wait to see what I wrote last night.
Well, it was the story about Bongo's the Danimal yogurt monkey.
Yes.
You left a note in the writing document to make a reference to yogurting.
Yes.
Which I did in the lower third, but not in the actual story, because I looked it up and it was a Korean MMO that was online from 2005 to 2010.
Yes.
So it hasn't even been on. It went offline before the first Skyward Sword was released.
Yes.
And I was like, why does this occupy so much brain space for Beej?
Yeah, because it's called yogurting. Literally, so back when we were in university, which is prior to 2003,
okay,
this video came out to advertise Yogurting.
It's like the 3-minute. I watched it last night. Thanks.
It's so much. There's so much dancing. It's so much for the time CG or like mocap or whatever. Like lots of that going on, and we got a copy of it like at our anime club, and we're watching it in the club office, and we're like, "What the hell is this? This looks amazing! Like all this extra CG and like all this other things." And it's just like. Is this new anime coming out? Are we going to get this at some point? But really, it was like, but what the hell is yogurting? And Ian was the one who brought it to us, if I remember correctly. And we just
sure, of course,
it locked in. And in the video, it says yogurting endless vacation phenomenon, which these days you'd use that to talk about like a death game or something, probably.
Of course, right, of course.
But like. Back then we were like, what the hell is this even going to be? And you can barely make out most of it. And now that I get to watch it again on like no scanline TV, I noticed that about 2.5 minutes in, there's literally a part where it says, on a poster, it says, "This is a game." And I'm like, oh, that would have been really helpful if we could have read that like years ago. We'd be like, oh, this is a game. Okay.
The only information I could find out about yogurting, the game, was that it was not great.
Yeah.
On their brief Wikipedia page for it, it mentions that it got number 2 on a listicle on oneup.com of worst games, best names.
Yeah.
I want to know what won. I want to know what the criteria is. If it's like if the game is bad, or if
what has to be bigger. Yeah.
Yeah. Does it need to be a worse game or a better name?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yogurting apparently number 2 ranked on oneup.com, worst game with best name.
It's such a good intersection of that too. It will live up here rent free for the rest of my life. I will be
Terrific.
I will be a senile old man at a rest home and like, I want to talk about yogurting, and they'd be like, fuck, get him in the shower.
Brendan, you're not allowed to do yogurting here. Yeah. We can't.
Who's Brendan? Oh, he's doing that thing again. He thinks he's somebody else.
Just imagine, I want to talk about yogurting, and you assume it's some sort of sex thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, knowing me at like 90 years old and half senile, yeah.
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 I'm just killing time because it sounds like Paul's trying to look up that article.
Number 1.
Uh-huh.
Simple 2000 series, volume 95, The Zombie versus QQsha.
Oh, yeah. Simple series games, right. They have great titles.
That's very bad. And I assume that game also sucks. Right? Like, this sounds like it's... how's that a best name?
Because it's so complicated? Maybe? What is a QQsha? I don't...
But yes, apparently the translation is zombies against ambulances.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. That is a great name for a video game.
Cool.
I would absolutely play Zombies versus Ambulances. Shame it exists and apparently sucks.